Technology slows down evolution of consciousness unless it's soul guided. Aliens and demons live in the world of illusion. Many researchers in the field claim that aliens and demons, or ADs, let us link them together as they work as partners, have been running the show for millions of Earth years, both on our planet and elsewhere in the universe. They call the highest level of control the demiurge, a term first coined by Plato of ancient Greece and later adopted by the Gnostics. Others call this top honcho Lucifer, or the great architect. It's the god in charge of the mental, vital, and physical worlds that are in relation with planet Earth. I like to call it the god of illusion, the author says. A human being living on Earth owns a very special soul that grows from one incarnation to the next, special body that's able to host this soul. There have been so many combinations and alterations in the earthbound human body in the past millennia that it can no longer be ruled as a single deva, god of a species. Thus, a human being only has one real boss, its soul, the supreme being, individualized in space-time. This means that the unlimited, omnipotent, omniscient creator of the whole universe lies hidden inside humans in an individualized format. It can tell each person what to do and creates for each one exactly what is needed to advance its agenda, both on an individual and a universal basis. Realize that humans are individual creators, not because they have an advanced mind, but because they have an advanced soul. On the other hand, most ADs have much more powerful minds than humans, and they have access to the subtle worlds. They can read, quote-unquote, what some call the Akashic records, where everything that has happened since the inception of the universe is stored, including all possible past, present, and futures. Therefore, ADs can easily get information, but they're limited to their own level of consciousness. They can only decipher deformed versions of the truth, and unlike humans, they do not have access to advanced souls, so they are stuck in the illusion. They need to feed themselves, often on us, on our energy, and eventually die, even if some live for thousands, even millions of years. And with death comes fear, hierarchy, war, lies, and deceit. Humans are not victims, though. With such powerful souls, humans are not the victims of aliens or demons. They are creators and willing participants in the cosmic experiment. The latter is taking place only on Earth, but its repercussions affect the whole universe. Astronomically speaking, our planet may appear like a small piece of cosmic dust floating among countless galaxies, a tiny grain of sand on a Bahamian beach. However, on a spiritual level, Earth is the concentrated symbol of the universe. It's much easier to work on one point than to work in a diluted immensity. For the facility and the necessity of work, the whole universe has been concentrated and symbolically condensed in a grain of sand called Earth. This is according to the mother, Etritians, 1955. Souls have agreed upon the procedure of the special experiment on Earth, and to our souls, the present earthly scenario is going according to expectation. Whatever the elite does, whatever laws it passes on compulsory schooling, smart meters, or vaccinations, despite the number of concentration camps built in children, child abuse, and whatever satanic energies want to do. It follows the Supreme Being's plans. These are really nothing to worry about. Yet there is something we must do. We must change ourselves. We are not and have never been, will never be victims. We are creators. Humans are a trinity. One is the spirit, the creator of the game. Two is the player, the soul, pushing buttons on a console of a video game, as the similarity is. Three, the body, the avatar in the game, with its three main tools, mental, vital, and physical. The trouble is, I have forgotten who I really am. I simply think for myself as the avatar in a multidimensional game of Dungeons and Dragons, and I swear at the dungeon master, god of illusion, when things do not go according to my little ego mind plan. And if my soul enlarges, I get to choose an improved avatar for the next incarnation. The more lives my soul experiences, the more evolution it gets, and the better it controls on the three bodies. So I am never a victim. I am both the creator spirit and the player of the game of the soul. Yet I act as if I was strictly the avatar body in the game, and I am terrified of dying. However, as a soul, I am immortal, and as a spirit, I am timeless. Whatever happens in the game allows my soul to grow in consciousness and enlarge its souled body. And for a soul, the game can be a lot of fun. My soul lives in bliss at all times, whether it's in a body or in between bodies. Ego, the temporary cluster of personalities attached to my present avatar body, is the one who follows the WSAD program, work, suffer, age, die. So when I experience fear, any type of fear, I can automatically conclude that I am identifying with ego and not the soul. Etheric personalities are not souls. Most people mistake their souls as either their etheric body or their vital body. Let me explain. All of us are aware of our physical bodies, or at least the concrete part of it. The subtle physical part is often called the etheric body, and it's well known to healers, dowsers, and shamans. The door connecting our physical body to the etheric body and its corresponding worlds is the first chakra below the vertebral column. The etheric body houses several personalities, which are often mistakenly called the soul. They can easily interact with the world of the subtle physical, the realm of electromagnetic and scalar energies, elementals, gnomes, undines, sylphs, salamanders, and other natural spirits, cryptozoological creatures. Most real aliens pop in and out of the etheric realm. Greys, reptilians, mantids, Nordics. This is especially true of those who are more physical. They feed on human flesh, blood, secretions, and use technology to travel around and accomplish tasks. Vital personalities are not souls. Most people mistake vital egoic personalities with a soul because these are easy to feel through desires and emotions. Such personalities can easily detach from the physical body to visit the vital worlds. They do so when their unwilling human host is sleeping, dreaming, or daydreaming even. A willing human can allow her vital personalities to detach deliberately through astral projection or by using psychoactive drugs, sound patterns, magic rituals, remote viewing technology, and so on. When you hear people talk about, quote, astral soul matrix or soul body consciousness, end quote, they're referring to one of the many vital personalities. These remain attached to the physical body with what's called a silver cord. If this is cut, a large part of the vital body leaves the physical body, which may die unless another vital personality is forcefully inserted, demon, reptilian, or other alien, etc. Such replacements are done regularly in secret laboratories to create interdimensional species, astral operators who gather information and even possess other humans. Some abductees and my lab say that their souls, quote unquote, have been imprisoned inside Faraday cages, electrified metal enclosures, or similar technologies. There is no way such procedures can work on a real soul, which vibrates at an extremely high frequency and is not affected by electromagnetic and scalar fields. Yet this is entirely possible for etheric and low vital entities and egoic personalities. Mental personalities are not spirit. As mental egoic personalities vibrate at a higher frequency, they're often equated with spirit. The so-called negative entities that live there cannot access the physical world directly. These mental demons, called asura in Sanskrit or Hinduism, use the vital demonic hierarchies and STS aliens of the subtle physical realm to do their job. Our mental egoic personalities are thought forms crystallized around specific beliefs or dogmas, whether religious, moral, or scientific. Most of these have been programmed into us soon after birth, and many are intergenerational, dating back thousands of years. Through atavism, they are carried inside invisible portions of the parental DNA. Mental egoic personalities can be modified in many ways: education, media, but they cannot be technologically controlled or abducted like vital personalities. Yet, alien-created religious beliefs can influence humans drastically and stop them from truly understanding their external and internal environments. Be aware that such religious disinformation also includes scientific materialism, which is full of false assumptions, and we've been taught that there are invariable physical laws. Others talk about universal and cosmic laws. Actually, these are all false and may have already been proven wrong. In reality, there is only one law: higher frequencies have precedence over lower frequencies. Therefore, mental personalities are able to affect our vital personalities directly, and the latter can control etheric ones. This also means that soul has priority over mind. Now that is interesting, because their frequencies are higher than those of etheric and vital realms. Mental vibrations are often mistaken for spiritual vibrations. Some even call the Supreme Being the universal mind. In doing so, they remain at the level of mind, with its worlds of division, right, wrong, duality, ethical conduct, justice for all, etc. A very limited and falsified vision of reality, whose vibrations are very low as compared to the highest vibration of the Supreme Being, which exists far beyond mind, in what Aurobindo calls the supramental, beyond mind's world. Homo sapiens is a transitional being. Homo sapiens was never meant to last forever as an animal species, just like the Acanthostega was the transition between fish and amphibians, and the Archaeopteryx was a short-lived temporary species between reptiles and birds. Humanity is an intermediate link between two regions, two reigns, animal and divinity. This leap is much bigger than just another new species, genus, or any other taxonomic category manifested for the first time. It's bigger than passing from the non-living mineral to the living vegetal kingdom. We are talking about a new being with a, quote, body made up of a new matter that has unlimited and instantaneous creative powers, end quote. A divine being with all of the divine attributes. Aurobindo describes this new matter as, quote, more fluid than a gas and harder than a diamond, end quote. Evening Talk says that. Don't worry about the survival of our species. With chemtrail, GMOs, radiation, pesticides, rampant Satanism, New World Order, whatever, nuclear radiation, mind control, Homo sapiens is doomed. It has served its purpose and is now finishing its mandate. No problem. We are not humans, we are souls getting ready to switch from a gas-guzzling, Hummer-type human body to a free energy, stargate-jumping divine body. Nothing to cry about. The answer is not technological, chemical, or magical. Please don't read my car analogy wrong. I am not saying that the answer is technological. Quite the opposite. Technology is simply a lazy person's answer to her dreams of infinite powers. I would rather continue to use limited and limiting devices, computers, cell phones, microchips, free energy mechanisms, than become who I really am, an omniscient, omnipotent, invincible, immortal, all-loving being. The use of technology actually slows down the evolution of consciousness unless it is soul-guided. The manifestation of the divine being made up of divine matter does not rely on transhumanism and its green technologies, that is, genetics, robotics, artificial intelligence, and nanotechnology, nor is the solution chemical, through drug-induced states of consciousness or by other artificial magical means. We cannot force the evolution of consciousness in such a way, and even less the transformation of human into divine beings. Neither can such a change be provoked by an external facilitator through a oneness blessing. Despite Aman Bhagavat's claim, founder of Oneness University, man cannot make it on his own, it has to be given to him. Indeed, but not by another human. Rather, the body must surrender its free will to its soul and follow its injunctions blindly. So forget any type of external help. Shamanism, Reiki, drugs, magic, mystery schools, channeling, walk-ins, ley lines, and sacred sites in the past, these helped the evolution of consciousness. Now they hinder our transformation. No thanks. Let's go back to the subject of abductions, aliens, and demonic entities. As a human being, I'm perpetually bathed in subtle words brimming with forces and beings of all types. Personally, I'm not a MyLab abductee or contactee, but like all humans, I'm surrounded by invisible beings who attempt to influence me and feed on me 24/7. However, whether they are human, alien, demonic, I am never a victim. I am always a participant. The solution is obvious. I must learn to say no thanks to all these entities. Refusing their offers and repelling their attacks works only if I am sincere. In most cases, one or more of my egoic personalities agree to play the game, whether it's physical or subtle in nature. One part of me wants the contact or abduction in order to feel wanted and special. This fulfills my desire to be more powerful and important than other normal humans who do not face such ordeals. Abductees and contactees are told they have been chosen. MyLabs are taken by the military because they are already abductees whose occult powers can be used to participate in delicate missions. To be liberated from military alien demonic influence, I must dissolve the egoic personalities that profit from their actions. These parts of me must accept to die, and I have to face a void. I must continue living while I have the impression of being nothing, a very uncomfortable experience. The problem is that I identify with my ego, not my soul. I remain so attached to my present-day egoic personalities that I can't imagine being anything else. Who am I if I am no longer a MyLab abductee or contactee? Surrounding my free will to my soul, that part of me about which I know nothing, that I cannot hear and hardly feel, requires immense courage. Aurobindo summarizes this quite well. Ego must disappear and be replaced by the true spiritual person. The central being, the life itself, must be turned towards the fulfillment of the divine in terrestrial existence. It must feel a divine force awakening within it and become an obedient instrumentation of its purpose. Transformation happens here and now. There have been many advanced civilizations before ours. Every time humanity on Earth became too technological or magical and erred away from its mission, the manifestation of a divine being made out of divinized matter, some cosmic event brought about a planet cleansing, the destruction of Atlantis, and Noah's great flood are simply two recent resets. Courtney Brown, a remote viewing specialist, summed it up very well in a recent interview. This is what she said. You need 1,000,000 years of uninterrupted growth for civilization to really mature and do something. You can't grind it down to a pulp every 25,000 years or 60,000 years and expect it to start all over again, where there is no memory of what happened before. And this is what happened regularly on Earth. We have these pole shifts that happen regularly. We have these coronal mass ejections that happen every 2,000 years that ruin the electrical stuff. This is not a good planet to have a long-term civilization on. End quote. You're right, Courtney, but it's a perfect planet for the evolution of souls and the creation of a new reign in matter. What's coming now is not a reset, it's an apocalypse, a Greek word that means revelation, disclosure of what has been concealed. The present climatic and geological changes on Earth and other planets of our solar system are evident proof that something big is coming. However, it's much more than just a regular mass extinction event, much bigger than the end of a cycle. It's the end of all cycles. It's the beginning of a new kingdom, divine beings made out of divine matter and living divine lives outside of the space-time illusion. For the divine chicks who hatch, they must break their shells. This has already started in the invisible realms, but we cannot see it yet in the concrete material world. In order for the shells to crack open, we need a critical mass of human beings to surrender to their souls and allow the immensely powerful energies of the Spirit and the Divine Spirit to transform their mortal and limited human bodies into immortal, unlimited divine bodies. When this critical mass is reached, aliens and entities that have been feeding on us will simply disappear. Now you finally understand why they're so desperate at stopping this emergence of beings, divine beings, by all means possible. With their time machines, they're able to see the future. They know that they will not succeed. they can only delay the inevitable. Even if the transformation of willing humans into divine beings is inescapable, we need to participate willingly to the birthing process. How can we help? Each one of us needs to say no thanks to the skillful maneuvers of ADs, and it's my experience that there's only one way to do that. That is to ask our Lord Jesus Christ to give us paradise from now. Sit on his throne, which is our hearts. This is by Mado on Humans Be Free. Please leave your comments. Thank you for your support. Kindly support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.